Okay, Chapter 3, Part 2. Now we're going to talk about SEC Rule 415. What this rule allows for is the pre-registration of securities. After the security's been pre-registered, the company has up to 2 years to offer those securities. They can sell them at any time. With 24-hour notice, they can sell all or a portion um, of what the amount that they've registered. This rule was introduced in 1982. So the question being, why would a firm use this? The idea is this allows you to sell your securities when the market is best suited for your sale. So there's a lot of benefits to being able to create the security and time the market. You don't, certainly don't want to if sell an IPO when the market's facing turmoil or bad news or anything of that uncertainty. You want the markets to be strong, so it's very beneficial. Overall purpose of the financial markets. Several items here. Facilitate low-cost investment. Bring together buyers and sellers at low cost. Provide liquidity. Liquidity is very essential to the initial buyers of a security because they need to know that they're able to sell those securities at a fair price if they want to get rid of them. Liquidity involves minimizing the time to trade. It also promotes price continuity. The markets also set and update prices of financial assets. So quite a few functions served by the markets. There are different types of markets. Direct search markets. Buyers and sellers locate one another on their own. This is the most costly type of market. This is typically the type of market that a privately traded, the owner of a privately traded firm would face. They would have to go out and search for someone to buy their shares of a company since it's not publicly traded. Brokered markets, they have third-party assistance in locating a buyer or seller. And there are dealer markets. Third-party acts as an intermediate buyer or seller. The difference between dealers and brokers is dealers actually hold an inventory of the securities that they trade. Different types of orders. How when you trade securities. Market order is simply execute the order immediately at the best price. The bid price is the price at which the dealer will buy the security. The ask price is the price at which the dealer will sell the security. Price contingent orders come in different shapes and forms, but there's a limit. They can be a buy or a sell order in which the investor will buy or sell the stock. The idea in many cases is to limit losses, but also if a stock is going up, you may want to buy it before it reaches a certain level. So there's things like this. The chart on the next page gives a little better idea of the different types of orders. On the left-hand side, we have different orders that the types of price contingent orders that you would enter into if you want to trade if the price falls below a limit. If you want to buy, that's called a limit buy order. If you want to sell, that's a stop loss order. The idea is you're stopping you're eliminating, you're cutting your losses, I guess is the best way to say it. So on the other side is if your price rises above your limit, on the buy side, it's called a stop buy order. So if price is going up, you want to buy, it reaches a certain level. When it reaches a certain level, you place a stop buy order, and that will protect you. The sell order is a limit sell order. So if your stock is going up and you want to lock in your profits, then you would place a limit sell order. Figure 3/4 shows limit or not the bid and ask or limit orders for Facebook for May 16th, 2017 on the BATS market. BATS is an electronic exchange that is relatively new. They have been purchased by the Chicago Board of Exchange, or CBOE. But on the left-hand side, we have the bid prices for Facebook. So we can see that 50 shares are we have a dealer that's willing to buy 50 shares at 147.75 or $147.75. And then we have 701 shares that again, somebody's willing to buy at $149.74. So if you wanted to buy 100 shares, depending on the market you were in, you could potentially pay the $149.74. If you were in a dealer market, potentially the dealer could execute a portion at the purchase the 50 shares and then 50 shares at $149.74, just depend on the market you were dealing in. On the ask side, if you wanted to buy the stock, you could purchase up to 500 shares at $149.76. The figure 3/3 shows average market depth. This is the number of shares available at the bid and ask prices. The thick blue line is the S&P 500 firms. You can see that we start in 2003, and we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 shares available at the bid and the ask. It's been some volatility, certainly during the financial crisis. You can see that depth dropped considerably. It's actually increased after the financial crisis. If we look down below at the dotted line, the Russell 2000 firms, much smaller firms, the depth for those or the number of shares offered at the bid and the ask is much lower, which is what we'd expect. S&P 500 firms are much more widely traded than our Russell 2000 firms. So this is what we would expect to see.